I've had this Fireblade for a while now, so it's really about time that I gave you a ride video on it. So, let's see how this goes.
Now, to be honest, even without going into the higher regions of the rev range, it feels like a fast bike. And typically I've come out today to try and sort this video out, and it's raining, but not a lot. The gear change on this bike, and on all Hondas that I remember, is very, very good, very slick. The best I've ever had were really on Suzuki's, and the worst I've ever had was on an old Harley that I had. I've always found Triumphs to be a bit clunky as well, whereas basically the gear change on a Honda, it's up for up, down for down, it's just like a switch. Complain about the brakes, but I'll be honest, I think they're great. Maybe I just don't go fast enough. The only real fault I found with this bike, I don't know if you can hear it, it's a funny rattly jiggly noise, and I can't work out what the hell it is. Yeah, stiff suspension over the bumps. You never want to head on with a tractor, you always lose. This is the road I pushed the CB750 back on. Let's hope I don't have to push this one. Now I've got the suspension set really on the firm side. I'm not a light lad, I'll be honest. And I do frequently have my wife on the back and occasionally my son. So, you know, it needs to be at the stronger end. For my riding, I find it doesn't affect the handling that much. It's actually pretty good. It might not be quite as plush as it could be, and maybe the ultimate grip isn't there. However, it's fine for me. If you just want to turn. The mirrors are pretty good. And like I said, I frequently have a pillion, and certainly my wife says this is one of the more comfortable bikes I've had. And if you look through our back catalogue, that's the Ready Purple one I had recently. You'll realise that's actually quite an accolade. The biggest issue for me probably is the footrests being as high as they are. I can use them fine, absolutely no question about it. You have to think about putting your feet on them though, it's just not They don't naturally fall to where your foot wants to be. I definitely would consider something that lowered them slightly. I might have a look at that, see if it's possible. It's a shame, this guy really thinks I should overtake him. The road being as mucky and damp as it is, I'm not really all that fussed. And it steers well enough. Now, I'm going right here. Oh, what a nice man. Yeah, funny noise. It's not the brakes, it's not the engine. What the hell is it? I do lose track of what gear I'm in. So frequently, you know, especially if you're only dimbling along, I'll try and change up. I think having a gear indicator is probably a good idea. If I rode a lot more often, I'd probably never need to, you know, worry about it. But when you occasionally ride a variety of bikes, it can get a bit confusing. The only problem on these kind of roads is you can go into racetrack mode, and it's really not a good idea. Now, this is one of the bigger problems I have. Can't quite look far enough around at the angle I'm at with the seat. So I tend to have to stop, whether I want to or not, so I can look round a little bit further. Now, possibly it's a bit to do with technique, but I think partly it's to do with old age. Oh dear, let's not hope. Oh, I just missed them all. Thank God for that. The seat is really comfortable enough. I've already told you about the pillion. And there was going for a higher gear again. Now I find on bumpy roads like this, I've got the suspension quite stiff. If I put my weight on my feet, don't even notice it. Again, had to stop so I could just look that little bit further. Maybe I need to do yoga or something. I don't know if I've mentioned it yet, but I love this bike. I love the handling, I love the way it sounds, I like the way it looks. Now this is a strange bend. It's not even off camber, but it's so bumpy that if you're in a car going at a reasonable lick, you do start to move across the road towards the side you don't want to be on. So I'm always cautious on a bike. Not got a clue what that was, but it was scary, and I think I might need to just take into account the mud on the road here. It has Pirelli Diablos on. Probably the most exotic tyres I've ever had on a bike. They won't stick on mud though. This isn't the first time I've tried to make this video, and I've had a problem every time. Massive respect to people like Itchy Boots and Stuart Fillingham and others, Freddie Dobbs, who make videos while they're talking on, you know, riding a bike. They must have put a lot of effort in, 44 Teeth as well, a lot of effort into getting their equipment set up, or better equipment, because I have really struggled with either getting the camera angles wrong, the sound wrong, the microphone, and then when it's not like that, it's like today, it bloody rains. Every time I ride this bike, I want to go out on it again. And I'm getting too old to be so childish, I think. If you've enjoyed this video, why not subscribe or give us a thumbs up? We've really enjoyed, you know, making the videos that we do, and if you enjoy watching them, that's absolutely brilliant for us.